all muscle tissue has shared characteristics and has shared functions. So if we look at the characteristics of muscle, we will say that muscle is excitable. So what that means, right, is that it has the ability to generate action potentials, right? So all muscle tissue is excitable and has the ability to generate action potentials. Okay? All muscle tissue is contractile, meaning that the cells have the ability to shorten in some capacity. Okay? They are extensible, so that they do have the ability to stretch a little bit, right? So that you can extend these cells or lengthen the cells. And they are elastic. Okay? And so what elastic means is that they have the ability to recoil after stretching, right? So remember that there is a difference between extensibility, right, and elasticity. Extensibility is only the ability to stretch, whereas elasticity is the ability to recoil after stretching. Okay? So then if we look at the functions of muscle, muscle has a variety of different functions. Obviously, the most apparent one is that muscle is going to provide movement. So that can be movement of the skeleton, right? Like we think about in skeletal muscle, could be movement of the heart for cardiac muscle, or it could be movement and dilation or constriction of tubes in the body, like smooth muscle does. Muscle also functions to maintain posture. Okay. So it is going to be involved in sort of something that we call muscle tone, where your muscles are always sort of contracted to some degree, and that helps maintain posture. It's going to help stabilize our joints. Big one for skeletal muscle is help to stabilize those joints, especially those ball and socket joints that produce a lot of movement. So it helps them from sort of becoming out of alignment. Okay? They can also generate heat. Okay, so when you go outside, it's cold outside and you shiver, so you contract and relax your muscles at a rapid rate, and that's a lot of chemical reactions that take place to generate heat. But in non-mammalian organisms, muscle can be involved in generating heat by doing calcium and ATP cycling, like something called the heater organ in swordfish that produces heat in a muscle right by the eye to help keep the brain at a constant temperature. And then in a weird one that's non-mammalian, right, is that they can generate electricity. So if you think about an electric eel, right, they use their muscles and they do muscle cell stacking to generate electricity by sort of stacking the action potentials that are generated inside of the muscle cell so that the energy, the voltage, can be transferred along the length of the muscle and it can be amplified like it is in a battery, right? So all the muscles have um, these different characteristics, right? They're excitable, they're contractile, extensible, and elastic. And muscles function to produce movement, maintain posture, stabilize joints, generate heat, and generate electricity. Right? So sort of think about those things as we talk about muscle physiology.